Good evening. This is All India Radio. I am Nishit Kumar and with me is VC Pramod with the evening news. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi and his Australian counterpart Scott Morrison to hold second India-Australia virtual summit tomorrow. N. Biren Singh to continue as the Chief Minister of Manipur for the second straight term. Process for government formation in Uttarakhand is underway. BJP Legislative Party meeting to be held in Dehradun tomorrow. In Pakistan, National Assembly session summoned by Speaker to take up no trust motion against Prime Minister Imran Khan on 25th of March. Low pressure area over Bay of Bengal and South Andaman Sea likely to intensify into a depression today and later transform into a cyclonic storm. And in All England Open Badminton Championship, Lakshya Sen to take on top-seeded Victor Axelsen of Denmark for the men's singles title. As we start the bulletin, we appeal to our listeners to stay safe from COVID-19 by following these 4 simple steps. Get fully vaccinated, wear a face mask, maintain 2 gaz ki duri for social distancing and focus on hand and face hygiene. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Narendra Modi and his Australian counterpart Scott Morrison will hold the second India-Australia virtual summit tomorrow. External Affairs Ministry in a statement said that the summit follows the historic first virtual summit which was held on the 4th of June in 2020 when India-Australia bilateral relationship was elevated to a comprehensive strategic partnership. During this virtual summit, the 2 leaders will take stock of the progress made on various initiatives under the comprehensive strategic partnership. The summit will lay the way forward on the new initiatives and enhance cooperation in a diverse range of sectors between India and Australia. The leaders are expected to commit to closer cooperation in trade, critical minerals, migration and mobility, and education, among others. The leaders are also expected to discuss views on regional and international issues. N. Biren Singh will continue as the Chief Minister of Manipur for the second straight term. A team of the BJP Central Observers made this announcement in Imphal this afternoon. After a closed-door meeting with the BJP legislators at the state party headquarters, Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman said that the newly elected MLAs unanimously elected N. Biren Singh as their legislature party leader.
It's a good decision taken unanimously by everybody, and it will ensure that Manipur has a very good, stable and responsible government which will build further because centre today under the leadership of Prime Minister Modi gives special attention to the northeast states, and therefore I think this decision will go a long way in providing Manipur stability and a good governance together with all the MLAs who have won, because the people of Manipur have been so good in trusting and also giving the support by electing with majority BJP government.
Union Home Minister Amit Shah held a meeting with Uttarakhand's acting Chief Minister Pushkar Singh Dhami and BJP President JP Nadda at his residence in New Delhi today to discuss government formation in the state. Party leaders including Madan Kaushik, Ramesh Pokhriyal Nishank and Satpal Maharaj were also present in the meeting. Later, talking to reporters, Mr. Dhami said that the procedure for government formation in Uttarakhand is underway and the BJP central leadership will take a decision on the next leader of the legislature party in the state. Mr. Dhami said that Uttarakhand BJP legislative party meeting will be held tomorrow evening in Dehradun.
हम लोगों की इतनी प्रचंड बहुमत की जीत प्रधानमंत्री जी के नेतृत्व में हुई है, उसके बाद चूंकि सरकार गठन की प्रक्रिया चल रही है तो उसमें सभी वरिष्ठ लोगों के बीच में जो है पिछले चुनाव का और सारी चीजों का आगे कैसे होना है उसके संबंध में सारे वरिष्ठ लोग बैठे थे, आपस में चर्चा हुई है। मार्च को हमारी जो ये विधानसभा है इसका कार्यकाल पूरा हो रहा है, तो एक प्रक्रिया के तहत कल 11 बजे प्रातःकाल जो है नए विधायकों की शपथ ग्रहण का समारोह रखा गया है। वो 2-3 घंटे 4 घंटे जितना भी चलेगा कल चलेगा। विधायक दल की बैठक कल शाम को।
BJP has got 47 seats in the recently held 70-seat Uttarakhand Legislative Assembly. Congress has won 19 seats while BSP and Independents have won 2 seats each. In Goa, Bharatiya Janata Party State President Sadanand Sheth Tanawade has said the party will meet Governor tomorrow to stake claim to form the next government in the state. Addressing a press conference in Panaji, Mr. Tanawade said that BJP Legislative Party meeting will also be held tomorrow to select the leader of the House who will be the next Chief Minister of the state. Mr. Tanawade also said that party's observer Narendra Singh Tomar and co-observer L. Murugan, Goa election in charge Devendra Fadnavis, desk in charge C.T. Ravi would be present for the Legislative Party meeting. Caretaker Chief Minister Pramod Sawant said that the decision about the swearing-in ceremony will also be taken in the evening tomorrow.
कल जो मैं एक्चुअली दिल्ली में गया था राष्ट्रीय हमारे ऑब्जर्वर कल आ रहे हैं उसी मीटिंग की तैयारी के बारे में ही आज मीटिंग था कल हमारे ऑब्जर्वर आके कल लेजिस्लेटिव पार्टी की मीटिंग कल शाम में हो जाएगी कल शाम में सब कुछ डिसाइड हो जाएगा
इम्पोर्टेंट डिस्कशन ये था कि हमारा जो शपथ ग्रहण सोड़ा है उसकी डेट अभी तक तय नहीं हुई है हमारे राष्ट्रीय लीडर तय करने के बाद हमें डेट बताएंगे लेकिन हमें ऐसा टेंटेटिव बताया है कि 25 मार्च के पहले कभी भी हो सकती है सो इसकी डेट जो है जो हमारे प्रभारी है वो हमें बताएंगे प्रिय नेताओं ने हमारे इधर प्रभारी जो है ये ऑब्जर्वर है चुनाव के लिए तोमर जी और मुरुगन जी ये दोनों गोवा में आने के बाद लेजिस्लेचर बैठक ले लेंगे और वो बाद में तय करके प्रेस को बोलेंगे
Over 181 crore 21 lakh doses of COVID vaccines have been administered in the country under the nationwide vaccination drive so far. The Union Health and Family Welfare Ministry today said that more than 15 lakh 34,000 COVID vaccine doses were administered yesterday. The country reported over 1,700 new COVID cases in the last 24 hours. Currently, India's active caseload stands at over 26,000. Over 3,000 COVID patients have recovered during the last 24 hours, and the national recovery rate stands at 98.74%. More than 4 crore 24 lakh patients have recovered from COVID-19 in the country so far. Union Minister of Coals and Mines Prahlad Joshi has said that India's total geographical area under mining has increased substantially during the last few years. He said the sector is providing employment opportunities to 12 million people across the country, both directly and indirectly. Addressing the 36th International Geological Congress inaugural session virtually today, Mr. Joshi stated that the pace of mineral exploration has increased many-fold under the present government, highlighting the recent reforms undertaken in the mining sector that provided the right fillip to the Indian economy. The Mines Minister appreciated the noteworthy strides made by the Geological Survey of India, GSI, in making use of the latest technologies for scaling greater heights in excellence.
Income Tax Department has conducted a search and seizure operation on a Pune and Thane-based unicorn startup group primarily engaged in the business of wholesale and retail of construction material. The group has pan-India presence having annual turnover exceeding 6,000 crore rupees. A total of 23 premises were covered in Maharashtra, Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh and Madhya Pradesh in the search operation. Ministry of Finance in a statement said that a large number of incriminating evidences in the form of hard copy documents and digital data have been found and seized during the search operations. These evidences reveal that the group has booked bogus purchases, made huge unaccounted cash expenditure and obtained accommodation entries aggregating to the tune of over 400 crore rupees. Niti Aayog's Women Entrepreneurship Platform will confer on 75 women in its 5th edition the Women Transforming India Awards tomorrow. The Aayog said that as part of the Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav to celebrate 75 years of India's independence, the awards will be conferred on 75 women achievers to celebrate their contribution towards a Sashakt or Samarth Bharat. The Aayog said that the awards will be given by an equally exceptional group of women, including former Lieutenant Governor of Puducherry Kiran Bedi, former Assistant Secretary General of United Nations Lakshmi Puri, former Chairperson of the State Bank of India Arundhati Bhattacharya and many more.
In Kerala, all-party meeting today decided that flags and hoardings placed in connection with political, religious events should not obstruct traffic or pedestrians. The meeting was chaired by Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan, also decided against denying opportunity to political parties as well as cultural and religious organizations to hold campaigns and put up advertisements. Minister P. Rajiv, opposition leader V.D. Satishan and leaders of various parties attended. The meeting was held in the wake of several orders of the Kerala High Court against putting up of flagpoles on pavements and roadsides without permission. Union Minister for Road Transport and Highways, Nitin Gadkari, has emphasized the important role of corporate social responsibility and social entrepreneurship in bringing about socio-economic transformation in the disadvantaged sections of society. He cited the need for social entrepreneurship with social consciousness, social responsibility and social awareness employing technology in productive manner. Addressing the 4th edition of the CSR Journal Excellence Awards in Mumbai today, the Minister said that there is a need to use technology in the social sector to enable people to stand up on their own feet. He stated that innovation, entrepreneurship, science, technology, research, skill and successful practices are what we name as knowledge. He added that conversion of knowledge into wealth is the future. He also said that conversion of waste into wealth is dependent on appropriate technology and appropriate vision of the leadership. In the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir, Lieutenant Governor Manoj Sinha today said that the administration intends to make the UT a developed society free of terror and corruption. AIR Jammu correspondent reports that the LG in his address at the attestation cum passing out parade of the 636 newly recruited Border Security Force personnel at the subsidiary training centre in Udhampur district lauded the role of the security forces for bravely facing various challenges including infiltration attempts and smuggling of weapons and narcotics from across the border.
Information and Broadcasting Secretary Apurva Chandra today took a tour of the MBC studios in Dubai. It is one of the largest television networks in the Arab region. His visit aimed at discussing best practices, fostering collaboration between Indian and MBC networks. On the 18th of this month, INB Secretary had inaugurated Media and Entertainment Week at the India Pavilion at the Dubai Expo in the presence of Bollywood actor R. Madhavan. You are listening to the evening news on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Prime Minister Narendra Modi and his Australian counterpart Scott Morrison to hold second India-Australia virtual summit tomorrow. N. Biren Singh to continue as Chief Minister of Manipur for the second straight term. Process for government formation in Uttarakhand is underway. BJP Legislative Party meeting to be held in Dehradun tomorrow. In Pakistan, National Assembly session summoned by Speaker to take up no trust motion against Prime Minister Imran Khan on the 25th of March. Low pressure area over Bay of Bengal and South Andaman Sea likely to intensify into a depression today and later transform into a cyclonic storm. And in All England Open Badminton Championship, Lakshya Sen to take on top seed Victor Axelsen of Denmark for the men's singles title. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on Twitter at AIR News Alerts.
अपने बिजनेस को बढ़ाने के लिए लीजिए आकाशवाणी का सहयोग और दीजिए उसे बुलंदियों के पंख।
आपका बिजनेस लोकल है या राष्ट्रीय, आकाशवाणी देती है उपभोक्ताओं तक पहुंचने का हर विकल्प।
और अब तो आप घर, दफ्तर या दुकान पर बैठे बैठे कर सकते हैं आकाशवाणी के किसी भी केंद्र के लिए विज्ञापनों की बुकिंग।
आकाशवाणी के विभिन्न चैनलों पर विज्ञापन देना सुलभ और सस्ता।
बुकिंग है तो संपर्क करें 8700014242 पर।
8700014242।
Welcome back. You are tuned to the evening news on All India Radio. As our nation celebrates the 75th year of independence, a series of events are being organized by the government as part of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. To commemorate the occasion as Janotsav, All India Radio News brings its listeners a special quiz on India's freedom movement and its glorious history. The quiz is conducted every Monday and Tuesday in the morning news. The next question of Amrit Mahotsav quiz will be shared with the listeners tomorrow. And now, let's listen to our special program, Azadi Ka Safar, highlighting the importance of the day during the freedom struggle.
Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav.
Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. Birth of a Nation. India's glorious freedom struggle is one of the greatest struggles the modern world has ever witnessed. AIR News brings you a glimpse of the struggle every day.
In today's episode, we remember Gandhian freedom fighter Deenbandhu Charles Freer Andrews, who came to India on the 20th of March 1904 and joined the St. Stephen's College in Delhi. During his long stay in India, the British social reformer identified himself with the socio-economic and political problems of the Indian masses. He fought against the British racial and imperial rule with the support of Mahatma Gandhi, Gopal Krishna Gokhale and other prominent Indians. He also had a deep connection with Rabindranath Tagore, who invited him to Shantiniketan on several occasions.
Sujan majhi re, kon ghat lagai bato harina.
Along with Mahatma Gandhi, Andrews also worked in Africa against a system of indenture and succeeded in procuring the basic rights for Indians there. Indians called him Deenabandhu, the friend of the poor and oppressed. Andrews was a very well-known writer and wrote about a dozen of major works along with hundreds of articles which had deep linkage with the life of common Indian as well as the problems of mankind. Talking about C.F. Andrews, Gandhiji had said,
"He was a good son of England and he became also a son of India. I have not met a better man or better Christian."
It was through Andrews that Gandhi and Rabindranath met. On the one hand, he took upon himself the task of interpreting Gandhi to the West and keeping open the possibility of a dialogue between Indian leaders and the British government. On the other hand, he was working closely with Gurudev Rabindranath Tagore in the making of Vishwa Bharati and travelling with him both in India and abroad.
Amader Shantiniketan, she je shob hote apon, amader shob hote apon, amader Shantiniketan.
We salute the great Gandhian.
We also remember freedom fighter Khagapati Bhotra, who died on the 20th of March 1943. A resident of Koraput, Odisha, Khagapati actively participated in the Quit India movement in August 1942 in Odisha. He was arrested by the British police and detained in Nabarangpur. Khagapati fell severely ill due to unhygienic living conditions and lack of medical care in Nabarangpur jail. He was first admitted to a hospital on the 17th of February 1943, but later, along with other political prisoners, was shifted to Koraput district jail. Khagapati Bhotra died of heart failure on the 20th of March 1943 during imprisonment. We salute the great martyr.
We also remember martyr Sarfaraz Khan, a resident of Delhi who participated in the First War of Indian Independence in 1857. He joined the army in Delhi and took active part in fighting against the British army. He was captured by British troops after reoccupation of Delhi and executed by hanging on the 20th of March 1858. We salute the great martyr.
We also remember martyr Gandharva Singh, a resident of Sagar district, Madhya Pradesh, who took part in the First War of Indian Independence in 1857. Singh joined hands with the freedom fighters of Sagar area and fought the British forces. He was captured by the British in the course of an engagement and hanged on the 20th of March 1858. We salute the great son of the soil.
That brings us to the end of this episode of Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. See you in the next episode tomorrow.
Today is World Sparrow Day. Every year, March 20th is observed as the World Sparrow Day to raise awareness about the bird. The need for marking this day was felt due to the tremendous decrease in its population. The house sparrow is on the verge of extinction. We have more from our correspondent.
House sparrows once abounded virtually every continent of the world, so much that they came to be popularly known as the common house sparrow. One can just be happy watching these chirpy brown-winged creatures, but now the bird's population is rapidly declining everywhere, and India is no exception. It is an initiative started by the Nature Forever Society of India along with the Ecosys Action Foundation of France. The theme for World Sparrows Day this year is I Love Sparrows. The theme is inspired by the hope that more and more people will come forward to celebrate the bond that humans have had with sparrows in the past. The only way to bring the sparrows back is by people's participation, such as keeping a bowl of water and some grains for sparrows to feed on, plant trees in and around your homes to create shelters for them, and keep bird feeders outside your house. Aarti Rana, News Desk.
Water from 44 rivers across Kerala is being collected in earthen pots as part of the Jala Samrakshana Sandesh Yatra march to spread the message of water conservation to mark the World Water Day on Tuesday. 44 Gram Panchayats and 44 implementation supporting agencies are involved in the event organized under the aegis of the Jal Jeevan Mission. The Yatra, which began from Kasaragod today, will culminate at the Martyrs Column at Palayam in the state capital tomorrow. The pots will be then taken to the state secretariat, where they will be received by 44 prominent personalities and people's representatives. On Tuesday, State Water Resources Minister Roshi Augustine will open the Kerala Water Parliament, organized as part of the World Water Day in the state capital. Today is International Day of Happiness. Finland has been adjudged as the happiest country for the 5th consecutive year, while Afghanistan held the last position of 146 in the World Happiness Report 2022. India is just 10 points ahead of Afghanistan on the 136th position. The top 5 countries in the list are part of Europe, while the United States held the 16th spot in the happiest countries list. Following Finland, Denmark bagged the 2nd rank, while Iceland and Switzerland stood at 3rd and 4th rank. The Netherlands was at the 5th rank in the list. Luxembourg, Norway, Israel and New Zealand were the remaining countries in the top 10. This year marks the 10th anniversary of the World Happiness Report.
Ukrainian authorities today said that the Russian military bombed an art school where about 400 people had taken refuge in the port city of Mariupol. Local authorities said the school's building was destroyed. However, there is no immediate information about the casualties. Authorities also said that Russian forces also bombed a theatre in Mariupol on Wednesday where civilians were sheltering. Meanwhile, the Russian military said it has carried out a new series of strikes on Ukrainian military facilities with long-range hypersonic and cruise missiles. The Russian Defense Ministry's spokesman, Major General Igor Konashenkov, said a Kinzhal hypersonic missile hit a Ukrainian fuel depot in Kostiantynivka, a city near Mykolaiv. UN bodies have confirmed more than 847 civilian deaths since the war began. It also said more than 3.3 million people have fled Ukraine as refugees. In Pakistan, the National Assembly Speaker Asad Kaiser has summoned the session of the lower house to deliberate on the opposition's no-confidence resolution against Prime Minister Imran Khan on the 25th of this month. According to a notification issued from the National Assembly Secretariat today, the session will convene on Friday next week. It was summoned after the joint opposition made the requisition for it under Article 54 of the Constitution, along with the submission of the no-confidence motion against the Prime Minister on March 8th. In badminton, India's Lakshya Sen will take on world number 1 Victor Axelsen of Denmark in the men's singles final of the All England Open 2022 in Birmingham this evening. The match may start around 8:30 p.m. IST tentatively. Sen moved into the finals following a hard-fought win over defending champion Lee Zhijia of Malaysia. Sen stunned Lee 21-13, 12-21, 21-19 to reach the summit clash. Top seed Axelsen, on the other hand, defeated 4th-seeded Shao Tianchen in straight games 21-13, 21-15 to reach the finals. Sen and Axel Sen have met 5 times earlier, with the world number 1 winning 4 times and the Indian winning just once in the most recent meeting in Germany. Last week at the German Open, the Indian shuttler made a stunning comeback in the third and the final game of the semi-finals against the reigning Olympic gold medalist Axel Sen to win the match 21-13, 12-21, 22-20.
The finals of the Indian Super League ISL football tournament between Hyderabad FC and Kerala Blasters is underway at the Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru PGN Stadium in Goa. Hyderabad is playing for the first final in the third year of the existence. Kerala had gone closest without winning the trophy, being runner-up in 2014 and 2016. Earlier, the Goa government had allowed 100% crowd attendance in the stadium amid the finals. The Indian Super League is the men's professional top-tier football league in the Indian football system. It is organized by All India Football Federation and their commercial partners, Football Sports Development Limited. The low-pressure area formed over Southeast Bay of Bengal and adjoining South Andaman Sea is moving northwards along and off Andaman Nicobar Islands. It is likely to intensify into a deep depression in the next 24 hours and transform into a cyclonic storm. Thereafter, it is likely to reach northeast to Bangladesh and North Myanmar coast around the 22nd of March. It lay centered over the same region around 170 kilometers south of Port Blair. The trajectory of cyclone Asani shifted eastwards during the past few hours. As an effect, moderate rainfall was recorded in Port Blair since morning. Strong winds and heavy rainfall are predicted for the next 1 or 2 days. Wind speeds is likely to go up to 75 kilometers per hour. Talking to AIR News, IMD General Dr. General Mottanjay Mahapatra advised fishermen not to venture into sea till Tuesday.
आज सुबह एक डिप्रेशन साउथ ईस्ट बे ऑफ बंगाल और इसके आसपास साउथ अंडमान सी में केंद्रीभूत है और ये धीरे धीरे नॉर्थ की तरफ गति कर रहा है। हमारा उम्मीद है कि कल सुबह तक ये एक्टिव डिप्रेशन में परिणत होगा और इसके बाद अगले 12 घंटे में एक साइक्लोन स्टॉर्म में परिणत हो सकता है। इसका मूवमेंट अंडमान निकोबार आइलैंड की राइट साइड साउथ से नॉर्थ की दिशा पे होगा और ये म्यांमार कोस्ट की तरफ बढ़ेगा। इसके प्रभाव में पास्ट 48 आवर्स में निकोबार आइलैंड्स में हेवी रेनफॉल रिकॉर्ड हुआ है और अंडमान आइलैंड्स में भी लाइट टू मॉडरेट रेनफॉल रिकॉर्ड हुआ है और अगले 24 घंटे तक यानी आज और कल अंडमान निकोबार आइलैंड्स में सभी जगह पर बारिश रहेगा। तो अंडमान निकोबार आइलैंड्स के लिए विशेष खतरा ये है कि हेवी टू वेरी हेवी रेनफॉल हो सकता है और विंड स्पीड 55 to 65 वेस्ट में 75 किलोमीटर विंड स्पीड हो सकता है आज और कल। जो मछुआरे भाई हैं उनको हम अभी सतर्क सूचना जारी की है कि वो समुद्र के अंदर न जाए।
Taking precautionary measures, all tourism activities in Andaman Nicobar Islands have also been suspended till Tuesday. All schools will remain closed tomorrow. 4 shore sector shipping services have also been cancelled. Ships scheduled to sail for Chennai today were also cancelled. In view of a forming cyclone, the Disaster Management Department has set up a 24/7 control room and is closely monitoring the situation. Quick response teams have also been formed.
Employees Provident Fund Organisation EPFO has added 15,29,000 new subscribers during the month of January this year. As per its provisional payroll data released today, the EPFO said that month-on-month comparison of payroll data also indicates an increase of 2,69,000 net subscribers addition in January 2022 as compared to the net additions during the previous month of December 2021. And now let us take a look at the weather forecast for tomorrow. The national capital Delhi is likely to have clear sky. Temperature will vary between 22 and 37 degrees Celsius. Mumbai will have mainly clear sky. Temperature will vary between 23 and 32 degrees. Chennai is likely to have generally cloudy sky with light rain. Temperature will vary between 26 and 35 degrees. Kolkata will have mainly clear sky. Temperature will vary between 25 and 36 degrees. Srinagar will have mainly clear sky. Jammu will also have mainly clear sky. Leh is likely to have partly cloudy sky. Gilgit will have partly cloudy sky becoming generally cloudy towards afternoon or evening or night. Muzaffarabad will have mainly clear sky. Minimum temperature will be 13, maximum around 31 degrees. Vishakhapatnam will have generally cloudy sky. Hyderabad will have rain or thunder showers in the afternoon or evening. Temperature will hover between 24 and 38 degrees Celsius. And Bengaluru will have generally cloudy sky with light rain. Temperature will vary between 21 and 32 degrees Celsius. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi and his Australian counterpart Scott Morrison to hold second India-Australia virtual summit tomorrow. N. Biren Singh to continue as the Chief Minister of Manipur for the second straight term. process for government formation in Uttarakhand is underway. BJP Legislative Party meeting to be held in Dehradun tomorrow. In Pakistan, the National Assembly session summoned by Speaker to take up the no-trust motion against Prime Minister Imran Khan on the 25th of March. Low pressure area over Bay of Bengal and South Andaman Sea likely to intensify into a depression today and later transform into a cyclonic storm. And in All England Open Badminton Championship, Lakshya Sen to take on top-seeded Victor Axelsen of Denmark for the men's singles title. And with that, we end the evening news. Good night.